more than 100 years since the inauguration of this building, the OAS headquarters, our institution still brings together the peoples of the Americas to address our responsibilities as a partnership of nations. As we look to the future, our work must also focus on the construction of a positive agenda that continues to favorably impact millions of lives every day.
SETI's results for 2018 proves our effectiveness as a development partner, placing people at the center of our work and leveraging partnerships and cooperation to transform policy imperatives into action. With an eye on the rapidly changing global context, SETI is innovating to constructively address the emerging challenges and opportunities for the region. As part of our competitiveness program, SETI is designing precise tools to assess assets and capabilities in the productive sector to determine paths towards higher value goods and services. As our flagship program for partnerships, the Americas Competitiveness Exchange on Innovation and Entrepreneurship, the OAS, will continue to leverage good practices and the power of networks to increase trade and investment in the region.
For us, the role of the OAS is very important, connecting countries, connecting governments and private sector, and letting us know what other countries are doing it and how we can replicate that in our countries to enhance development.
For me, who has come here to look at how can we develop our own ecosystem, our own innovation hubs, our own accelerators, I think seeing this, touching, feeling it, seeing the transformation, seeing how quickly we made it happen is a testament to what is possible. So I believe all of us leave here stronger than ever.
The Working Group of Experts on Subnational Competitiveness, the GTEX, is our gateway program to promote local economic competitiveness policies alongside municipal and state-level governments, together with the private sector and academia.
Este tipo de reuniones te sirven para darte cuenta de todo lo que se está viviendo en América Latina sobre los temas de competitividad. Y hoy justamente en este sector estamos viendo sobre todo los temas de innovación tecnológica. Los que si hablamos de competitividad tenemos que hablar de tecnología. Y me está ayudando mucho para ver el panorama de ver lo que están haciendo otras ciudades y lo que podemos llegar a aplicar también nosotros en México.
The Hub on the Transfer and Commercialization of Technology is connecting and strengthening national innovation ecosystems in the region. Each edition of the Hub trains budding technology entrepreneurs from the region's public and private sectors to take promising products and services from idea to market.
¿Por qué es importante que estemos juntos en esto? Porque la región tiene que estar unida y me parece que hay mucho conocimiento en la región que todavía no está explotado comercialmente como podría ser, y esta es la mejor manera de hacerlo.
Tenemos la proyección de cada año generar y compartir nuevas experiencias entre aquellos que contribuyen a la innovación. Queremos cambiar el cómo lo hemos estado haciendo en Latinoamérica. Queremos generar la unión de los países, queremos colaborar.
Our virtual platform and technology foresight, Prospecta Americas, will support OAS member states in identifying and mapping future trends and technological development of critical importance for the Americas.
Este esfuerzo, el cual viene siendo apoyado por la Organización de los Estados Americanos, nos permitirá tener una gran información para poder mapear estas iniciativas de innovación y poder que ellas contribuyan al crecimiento económico, a la competitividad y al bienestar de nuestras naciones.
Como bien sabemos, nos encontramos ya en la cuarta revolución industrial, la que está cambiando rápidamente la forma en que se hace negocios, se produce, se consume y se genera bienestar y entretenimiento en el mundo. Es la mayor amenaza, tal vez la mejor oportunidad que tenemos en nuestras naciones.
The Inter-American Teacher Education Network, the I-10, is working to improve the quality of teachers with an emphasis on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education. In 2019, the I-10 launched the first STEM Teacher Fellowship of the Americas. The Energy and Climate Partnership of the Americas, ECPA, is working with governments in the Caribbean to advance electric mobility and clean transport as the sub-region pursues energy independence. Under our Integrated Water Resources Management Program, SETI is responding to the demand of member states for platforms and applications that enable data-driven policies. In the Central American region, for example, we are expanding the scope of Costa Rica's Plataforma Interactiva de Aplicación del Clima Tropical. This tool captures and disseminates real-time climate and water data, promoting resilient agriculture. The Inter-American Committee on Ports is building human and institutional capacity through public-private partnerships to address port modernization, logistics, and security. CooperaNet, SETI's multi-stakeholder platform for cooperation and partnerships, is being relaunched in 2019, responding to member states' call for a more robust hub for cooperation. In a region where 8 out of 10 consumers begin or end their shopping process online, SETI has entered into a partnership with the private sector.
Es una herramienta que sin duda acerca a las MIPYMES hacia la demanda que hoy está migrando a Internet, y con eso pretendemos mejorar las ventas y el posicionamiento de las empresas pequeñas.
As we look to the future, the Executive Secretariat for Integral Development will continue to leverage cooperation and partnerships to expand our reach, proving that together we are much more than the sum of our 34 member states.
Me and my kids have been there for over an year right now. And children are friends. It doesn't matter where they come from.
Estamos en una zona netamente selvática. La línea de adyacencia va desde el norte hasta el sur, va desde Modesto Méndez hasta Aguas Turbias, tanto en el norte como en el sur. Esta línea tiene 215 kilómetros de extensión.
De allí vino él, se buscó creo con los de la OEA y de allí vino el proyecto para acá, para Judá. Y fue que lo dieron el terreno, lo dieron todo que era mano de obra y el material para hacer las casas que están ahorita. Y por ese motivo estamos aquí viviendo todavía.
La misión continúa trabajando en la implementación de medidas de fomento de la confianza mientras aguarda el resultado del reclamo que está atendiendo la Corte Internacional de Justicia por la disputa marítima, territorial e insular. Nuestra oficina en la zona de adyacencia realiza verificaciones a solicitud de ambos gobiernos, facilita reuniones y patrullajes conjuntos entre las Fuerzas Armadas y promueve una cultura de paz y cooperación entre las comunidades locales.
Children will be children. And they have harmony. They don't see each other as a different country, but they see each other that they're growing together.
Esta organización es el guardián regional en defensa de la democracia, la libertad y los derechos humanos. Los países se han comprometido con estos valores a través de instrumentos legales como la Carta Democrática Interamericana, la Convención Americana de Derechos Humanos y todas las demás convenciones interamericanas. Nuestro trabajo es mantener los más altos estándares. Debemos ser objetivos, analizar los hechos, denunciar cuando veamos corrupción, inequidad o amenazas a la libertad. En esos casos, no podemos ser neutrales.
More than 100 years since the inauguration of this building, the OAS headquarters, our institution still brings together the peoples of the Americas to address our responsibilities as a partnership of nations. As we look to the future, our work must also focus on the construction of a positive agenda that continues to favorably impact millions of lives every day.
SETI's results for 2018 proves our effectiveness as a development partner, placing people at the center of our work and leveraging partnerships and cooperation to transform policy imperatives into action. With an eye on the rapidly changing global context, SETI is innovating to constructively address the emerging challenges and opportunities for the region. As part of our competitiveness program, SETI is designing precise tools to assess assets and capabilities in the productive sector to determine paths towards higher value goods and services. As our flagship program for partnerships, the Americas Competitiveness Exchange on Innovation and Entrepreneurship, the OAS, will continue to leverage good practices and the power of networks to increase trade and investment in the region.
For us, the role of the OAS is very important, connecting countries, connecting governments and private sector, and letting us know what other countries are doing it and how we can replicate that in our countries to enhance development.
For me, who has come here to look at how can we develop our own ecosystem, our own innovation hubs, our own accelerators, I think seeing this, touching, feeling, seeing the transformation, seeing how quickly you made it happen, is a testament to what is possible. So I believe all of us leave here stronger than ever.
The Working Group of Experts on Subnational Competitiveness, the GTEX, is our gateway program to promote local economic competitiveness policies alongside municipal and state-level governments, together with the private sector and academia.
Este tipo de reuniones te sirven para darte cuenta de todo lo que se está viviendo en América Latina sobre los temas de competitividad. Y hoy justamente en este sector estamos viendo sobre todo los temas de innovación tecnológica. Pues que si hablamos de competitividad tenemos que hablar de tecnología. Y me está ayudando mucho para ver el panorama de ver lo que están haciendo otras ciudades y lo que podemos llegar a aplicar también nosotros en México.
The hub on the transfer and commercialization of technology is connecting and strengthening national innovation ecosystems in the region. Each edition of the hub trains budding technology entrepreneurs from the region's public and private sectors to take promising products and services from idea to market.
¿Por qué es importante que estemos juntos en esto? Porque la región tiene que estar unida y me parece que hay mucho conocimiento en la región que todavía no está explotado comercialmente como podría ser, y esta es la mejor manera de hacerlo.
Tenemos la proyección de cada año generar y compartir nuevas experiencias entre aquellos que contribuyen a la innovación. Queremos cambiar el cómo lo hemos estado haciendo en Latinoamérica. Queremos generar la unión de los países, queremos colaborar.
Our virtual platform on technology foresight, Prospecta Americas, will support OAS member states in identifying and mapping future trends and technological development of critical importance for the Americas.
Este esfuerzo, el cual viene siendo apoyado por la Organización de los Estados Americanos, nos permitirá tener una gran información para poder mapear estas iniciativas de innovación y poder que ellas contribuyan al crecimiento económico, a la competitividad y al bienestar de nuestras naciones.
Como bien sabemos, nos encontramos ya en la cuarta revolución industrial, la que está cambiando rápidamente la forma en que se hace negocios, se produce, se consume y se genera bienestar y entretenimiento en el mundo. Es la mayor amenaza, tal vez la mejor oportunidad que tenemos en nuestras naciones.
The Inter-American Teacher Education Network, the I-10, is working to improve the quality of teachers with an emphasis on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education. In 2019, the I-10 launched the first STEM Teacher Fellowship of the Americas. The Energy and Climate Partnership of the Americas, ECPA, is working with governments in the Caribbean to advance electric mobility and clean transport as the sub-region pursues energy independence. Under our Integrated Water Resources Management Program, SETI is responding to the demand of member states for platforms and applications that enable data-driven policies. In the Central American region, for example, we are expanding the scope of Costa Rica's Plataforma Interactiva de Aplicación del Clima Tropical. This tool captures and disseminates real-time climate and water data, promoting resilient agriculture. The Inter-American Committee on Ports is building human and institutional capacity through public-private partnerships to address port modernization, logistics, and security. CooperaNet, SETI's multi-stakeholder platform for cooperation and partnerships, is being relaunched in 2019, responding to member states' call for a more robust hub for cooperation. In a region where 8 out of 10 consumers begin or end their shopping process online, SETI has entered into a partnership with the private sector.
Es una herramienta que sin duda acerca a las MIPYMES hacia la demanda que hoy está migrando a Internet, y con eso pretendemos mejorar las ventas y el posicionamiento de las empresas pequeñas.
As we look to the future, the Executive Secretariat for Integral Development will continue to leverage cooperation and partnerships to expand our reach, proving that together we are much more than the sum of our 34 member states.
Me and my kids have been there for over an year right now. And children are friends. It doesn't matter where they come from.
Nosotros estamos en una zona netamente selvática. La línea de adyacencia va desde el norte hasta el sur, va desde Modesto Méndez hasta Aguas Turbias, tanto en el norte como en el sur. Esta línea tiene 215 kilómetros de extensión.
De allí vino él, se buscó creo con los de la OEA y de allí vino el proyecto para acá, para Judá. Y fue que lo dieron el terreno y lo dieron todo que era mano de obra y el material para hacer las casas que están ahorita. Y por ese motivo estamos aquí viviendo todavía.
La misión continúa trabajando.
Creo que tenemos a la embajadora de Panamá.
Correcto. Embajadora, buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Muy bien, la escuchamos y la vemos.
Gracias.
Entonces,
Presente.
Si me deja probar con el embajador de Haití también, ya que estamos.
claro.
Ambasador Edmond.
Hola, buenas tardes, secretario.
Buenas tardes,
Señor presidente, buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien.
Embajador.
Estamos acá.
Muy bien.
Siento mucho,
Gracias.
Thank you.
Presidente, con su permiso, vamos a finalizar la etapa de pruebas de sonido y de video. Y habiendo hecho las pruebas y conectados hasta este momento, tenemos Antigua y Barbuda, Argentina, Bahamas, Belice, Brasil, Canadá, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Estados Unidos, Grenada, Guyana, Haití, México, Nicaragua, Panamá, Paraguay, República Dominicana, Santa Lucía, San Vicente y las Grenadinas, Surinam, Uruguay y Venezuela. Tenemos quórum, presidente. Gracias.
Muy bien. Entonces, buenas tardes. Declaro abierto.
Good afternoon. I hereby open this virtual special session of the Permanent Council, which was convened at the request of the Permanent Mission of Haiti pursuant to document CP/INF.9017/21, with the aim of addressing the cowardly assassination of the President of the Republic of Haiti, Jovenel Moïse, at his home in the early morning hours of today. If there are no comments, we will hereby approve the draft order of business, which is CP/OD-2328/21, before continuing. Since there are no comments, dear Ambassador, we are all speechless and horrified. We are deeply sorry, and I think that this is the type of special session we never want to have to hold, and We all know that those who carry out these acts will meet consequences, and one day we will know that death can never take away what our soul has achieved, because that is part of all of us. And yet it is hard to console us at this time. On behalf of the Permanent Council of the OAS, I would like to express our sincere condolences to the Haitian people, as well as to the loved ones of President Jovenel and his wife Martine, in the face of this cowardly act that took place today and which has horrified the entire world. This criminal attack is an attack on the principles and values of the American states and the international community as a whole. This assassination cannot go unpunished. Ambassador, I apologize for interrupting you. Interpreter apologizes for the very poor sound quality. Interpreters are unable to hear the original version of the sound. Ambassador, good afternoon. Ambassador, can you hear me? Chair? When you change languages, please, can you please indicate the language on the floor so that you do not cut your own audio? The assassination of the President of Haiti, His Excellency Jovenel Moïse, on the night of the 6th to 7th of July took place, and we offer our sincere condolences. I give you the floor, Ambassador Edmond. Thank you very much to the Chair of the Permanent Council. Chair of the Permanent Council, Mr. Secretary General, Assistant Secretary General, dear colleagues, permanent representatives, and permanent observers, dear friends, it is with a heavy heart and great sadness that I am taking the floor during these horrific circumstances, which are very painful. The Haitian people as a whole are in shock as we learned of the assassination of the President of Haiti, Jovenel Moïse. We are all disgusted by this cowardly act, which led to the death of the President of our Republic. And in fact, it was about 1 o'clock in the morning on the night of July 6 to 7, 2021, that a group of unidentified individuals, some of whom were speaking Spanish and others speaking English, attacked the private residence of the President of Haiti. He was mortally wounded. That is the head of state. His wife, the First Lady, Martine Moïse, was seriously wounded by bullet wounds that took place during the attack, and Sharon is currently receiving the treatment that she needs. It has been over 100 years that, despite our political challenges and the chronic instability in my country, we have never seen such an event. The Haitian government vehemently condemns this odious, inhumane, and barbaric act against President Moise. He was a human being, and he worked arduously for peace for the Haitian people and our community. Currently, the security situation is under control in Haiti, and the National Police Force and Armed Forces of Haiti are working to ensure the continuity of the state. At the decision of the Council of Ministers, run by the Foreign Minister and Interim Prime Minister Claude Joseph, and a state of siege has been declared for 15 days throughout national territory. The government has declared that there will be a day of national mourning on the 8th of July. This is a tribute to the president of Haiti, who was once again killed by cowards in his private residence. Chair, since taking office on February 7th, 2017, following a democratic, free, and transparent election observed by the international community, including by the OAS, the president worked tirelessly, showing his will to truly put an end to corruption and clientelism that has beset the Haitian people for so long. As part of his policy, he undertook a series of reforms for energy, notably in oil and energy production, and he built infrastructure, including roads and agricultural infrastructure. He stabilized the national currency and took other steps as well. These reforms, unfortunately, led to violent uprisings among some sectors of our society. These sectors decided to support the institutional blockade violently through assassinations, gang activity, and other similar acts. They wanted to interrupt the constitutional order and install a transition government. Chair, this assassination shows that we must ensure that President Moise did not work in vain, and we should hold elections this fall, as the Electoral Council recently published. These will be held at the end of 2021. President Moise has always tackled these blockades head on, as he has since the elections in 2015 and 2016. In fact, as a candidate, President Moise faced sabotage and obstacles that were persistent and serious, and yet he had to be elected twice through 2 election processes. And he took office as president in February of 2017. Therefore, the head of state had begun initiatives for constructive national dialogue that was inclusive in order to bring the stakeholders together and put an end to this crisis. In fact, in March of 2018, he created the steering committee for the general sectors, and in 2019, he reiterated this with the Committee for the Facilitation of National Dialogue for the Haitian People. On the 25th of September 2019, he spoke to the nation in the face of the crisis, inviting the stakeholders to a negotiation and inter-Haitian dialogue in order to build a government. He pursued these endeavors as he always did, with all of the strength of the nation to overcome the economic, social, political challenges that we face in Haiti. The head of state agreed to replace the former head of government who had resigned as an interim prime minister, naming Dr. Claude Joseph, the foreign minister, as acting prime minister, entrusting him with creating a consensus government in order to overcome the obstacles that we currently face and ensure political stability in Haiti. It is along these lines that the president had accepted the offer of good offices of the OAS last June. One of the recommendations of the mission was to nominate a consensus prime minister, and at the Inter-Haitian Conference, that is what he did. And on the 5th of July 2021, he announced that Dr. Ariel Henry would be the next prime minister. Unfortunately, Mr. Henry was not able to assume office. And that is why the Haitian government, under the presidency of the interim prime minister, is obliged to take the reins in order to ensure management of the entire country. Chair, to conclude, for 30 years now, the OAS has supported the democratic process in Haiti, and this is through institutional support as well as electoral observation missions. And today, more than ever, the support of the OAS is sine qua non, as our nation is on its knees crying over the death of a president who dedicated his life to promoting various sectors, including politics, agriculture, trade, in order to change the lives of so many Haitian people. And right now, we pray to God that the First Lady will quickly recover and we are thinking of the loved ones and family members of the president. May he rest in peace. Chair, I would like to suggest a declaration following the assassination of the president of Haiti from member states that can be considered. This declaration of the Permanent Council condemning the assassination of a head of state. This declaration was already distributed, and if you like, I can read it, Chair. Yes, dear Ambassador. Yes, can you please read the declaration? I understand, Chair. The French version is as follows. It will also be made available, and as I wrote it in English, I will read the declaration in English.
Condemnation of the assassination of the President of Haiti and support for democratic institutions and dialogue. The Permanent Council of the Organization of American States, having received the sad news of a dastardly gun attack which occurred on Wednesday, July 7, 2021, at the private residence of the President of the Republic of Haiti, and which resulted in the assassination of His Excellency President Jovenel Moïse, and seriously injured to his wife, the First Lady of the Republic, declares, 1, its condolences and solidarity to the family, the government, and the people of the Republic of Haiti for the attack on the life of the duly elected President of the Republic. Number 2, its most vehement condemnation of the heinous crime committed against the life of the late President and its urgent call for a swift international investigation to bring the perpetrators to justice. 3, its emphatic rejection of all forms of violence and intolerance, while calling on all sectors of the government and society for peace and calm. 4, its continued support for dialogue among the political parties, respect for the Constitution of the Republic of Haiti, and democratic institution of the state. Thank you, Mr. President.
Gracias, señor embajador. Tiene la palabra el señor embajador.
Thank you, Ambassador. Antigua and Barbuda is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I do not speak as the coordinator of the CARICOM group. Our delegations have not had an opportunity to meet and discuss the tragic and disturbing assassination of the Haitian President, Jovenel Moïse, and his wife in the early hours of this morning. However, CARICOM heads of government had been meeting from July 4th to July 6th, that is, up to last evening. At the end of their meeting last night, and before they received the distressing news of the assassination, they had issued a statement on Haiti from which I will relate appropriate sections to this council. Earlier today, the CARICOM heads of government met again in emergency session to discuss this troubling development, and the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, Mr. Gaston Brown, issued a statement in his capacity as chairman of the CARICOM heads of government. I shall also draw attention to elements of that statement. Before doing so, Mr. President, on behalf of the delegation of Antigua and Barbuda and on my own behalf, I express deep sorrow to the family of President Moïse and to the Haitian people. No assassination is justifiable, and all are to be strongly condemned. We had hoped that the stench of assassinations in our hemisphere was a thing of the past. The odor of it has now invaded our collective space again, and we must act to eliminate it. But at this sensitive time, we should all refrain from pointing fingers until the real culprits of this dastardly act are known. Every effort should be made by the Haitian law enforcement authorities to find the culprits responsible and to bring them to justice. And if requested, the international community should respond in appropriate ways. We note that there is now a constitutional crisis in Haiti, which has to be addressed as quickly as possible by the Haitian stakeholders, who should be provided assistance should they so request. Mr. Chairman, I would now like to relate aspects of the statement made by CARICOM heads of government yesterday. They said they expressed their grave concern over the untenable situation in Haiti, which is in the throes of a protracted political, constitutional, and humanitarian crisis. They were particularly alarmed by the precipitous deterioration of security, calling into question the state's ability to protect the people of the country. The heads of government also said that they view as unacceptable the breakdown of law and order, the shrinking of good governance, and the range of developments adversely affecting the well-being of the Haitian people that are contrary to the principles enshrined in the CARICOM Charter of Civil Society and the normative moorings of the community. They went on to express their support for dialogue between the contending parties, an approach that has become more acute as the overall situation deteriorates, and they reiterated the community's willingness to extend its good offices in attaining a Haitian-led peaceful solution to the current impasse. The heads of government underlined the importance of creating the enabling conditions without which there can be no transparent, inclusive, and secure elections by curbing insecurity, enhancing transparency, impartiality, and public confidence in the conduct of the scheduled electoral process, eliminating voter disenfranchisement, and avoiding the controversial referendum. That was the heads of government statement as of yesterday evening, prior to the assassination of President OAS. This morning, the heads of government met again in emergency session, and they said the following: all of CARICOM feel the pain which has been inflicted on Haiti by this killing. The late president was mired in a debate as to whether his term ended months ago or continues until early next year. This uncertainty, as well as the presence of armed gangs determined to claim control over parts of Port-au-Prince, the capital, made governance extremely complex and dangerous. The assassination last evening further complicates the jostling for power that has characterized the Haitian state and its future. The statement continues that CARICOM will continue to work in close cooperation with the Haitian people, the United Nations, the Organization of American States, and the governments of France and the United States in bringing a reasonable settlement of the state of uncertainty and instability that now threatens the peace and security in Haiti and our CARICOM community as a whole. We continue to press for Haiti's development and for it to overcome the challenges of the past that have imperiled its development. That is the end of the statement made this morning. Mr. Chairman, my delegation wishes to indicate that it supports the recommendation of a declaration condemning the assassination of the Haitian president as proposed by the Haitian ambassador Bouchit Edmond a few minutes ago. Thank you, Mr. President, for allowing me to speak on this occasion. Our thoughts and prayers are with the Haitian people. Thank you. Gracias, embajador Sir Ronald Sanders.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Sanders. And now the floor is open for interventions from all of the delegations that would like to speak during this special session. So we are very pleased to hear statements by those who have something pertinent to say during such a difficult meeting. Microphone. Hugh Atsett of Canada is recognized.
Merci, Monsieur le Président, et merci d'avoir tenu
Thank you very much, Chair, and thank you for holding this meeting on such a sad day for all of us who are members of the OAS. I will be speaking in French. We are very closely watching the news coming from Haiti following the assassination of President Moise and the attack on his wife that happened last night. And Canada would like to contribute our most sincere condolences to the loved ones of the president, to the Haitian people and government. The Prime Minister has also strongly condemned the horrific assassination of President Moise. In the face of this challenge, we would like to call on all stakeholders of Haitian society to avoid an escalation of violence and take responsibility for your actions. And we condemn those who carried out this attack, and we urge a wide-ranging investigation in order to find the perpetrators and bring them to justice. We also would like to wish the First Lady of Haiti a speedy recovery. We invite all stakeholders from Haiti to support any initiative that would promote stability and peace in this country. We urge you to work against the violence that is ravaging Haiti, as this attacks all fundamental rights, notably the right to life and security. In this regard, Canada is very concerned by the degradation of the security situation in Haiti, notably with the confrontations and clashes among armed gangs that have been underway for months. We have seen 18,000 IDPs hitherto as a result of these clashes. We also call on the National Police of Haiti, and we note the need to strengthen institutionality and a respect for human rights and for the Haitian people. We would also like to reiterate our support for the recommendations made by the OAS in its good offices in Haiti, which remain pertinent in spite of the tragedy that we are now facing. Canada would like to express to the Haitian people that we share your pain, and we are here to support your determination to fight hand in hand to go together with the international community in order to build a more stable, democratic, and prosperous future for Haiti. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. Ambassador Cordero is recognized. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, Secretary General, Assistant Secretary General. On behalf of my delegation, we would like to thank you for convening this meeting where we lament the death of the President of Haiti, Jovenel Moise. I would like to read a communique by the government of Honduras. The people and the government and people of the government of Honduras, through the Secretary of State and the Minister of Foreign Relations and International Cooperation, would like to express their deepest condolences to the people and the government of the Republic of Haiti for this heinous assassination of Jovenel Moise, President of our sister Republic of Haiti. The people and the government of the Republic of Honduras vehemently condemns all acts of violence that undermines the integrity of human life and leads to imbalance in the democratic order of our nation. We reiterate our solidarity for this horrific loss of the President of the Republic, and at the same time regrets the death of family members. And we wish to extend our hope for the quick recovery of Martin Moise First Lady of Haiti for this act that took place 7th of July. Thank you very much. Ambassador Carlos Khatiba has the floor. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. We would like to express our condolences to the people of Haiti in these very difficult times and express our solidarity. There's an official communique from the Republic of Ecuador that expresses its condolences for the loss of the Haitian president that took place this morning. Our sincerest condolences to the family and all the citizens of this sister nation, and categorically rejects this violence that undermines democracy. The Ministry of Foreign Relations published an official communique and energetically condemns this cowardly assassination of the President of the Republic of Haiti, Jovenel Moïse, which occurred in the wee hours this morning in Port-au-Prince. There is a deep economic, social, and political crisis exacerbated by the violence of armed groups in this country. We would like to renew the solidarity with the sister Republic of Haiti, and the Ecuadorian Ministry makes an appeal to all stakeholders to open up a dialogue to determine the future of this nation in democracy, respecting human rights and institutional stability. Ecuador reiterates its willingness to work hand in hand through the presence of groups of people to work with the Haitian people for active participation through good offices of the OAS. In conclusion, Mr. Chairman, allow me to express our deepest condolences to our colleague, permanent interim representative Ambassador Boschit, and all members of the permanent mission for the very sad news, the assassination of President Moïse, who received us warmly on the 24th of April. My delegation, of course, supports the declaration that was just proposed by the Ambassador of Haiti. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much, Ambassador. Ambassador Rivas is recognized. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. As we learned this morning, and on behalf of President Obrador, and Mexico echoes the condolences to the people and the government of Haiti for this terrible assassination of its president, which also led to his wife being wounded. We wish her a quick recovery. We reiterate our condemnation of violence in all of its expressions as a method to solve political differences, and we hope that all the stakeholders, political, social, everyone in the country can overcome this through dialogue and overcome the difficult situation that they are confronting in a democratic, so that we can have the development for the Haitian people. Mexico will continue to work within the framework of this organization as a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council in all those initiatives that allow for a constructive way to support the efforts made by the government and the Haitian people towards peace, democracy, development, security, and respect of human rights. Mexico, as pro tem president of the Latin American and Caribbean states, condemns and laments the cowardly assassination of the president of Haiti. SALAC supports the constitutional order, the rule of law, and all democratic institutions at a time that it also rejects categorically violence in all of its expressions and supports dialogue in the country. Our community trusts that this will not go with impunity, and we express all our condolences to the people and government of Haiti, reiterating our full-fledged support and solidarity right now. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much, Ambassador. Ambassador of Colombia has the floor. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. As has been publicly expressed, President Ivan Duque and Colombia rejects this vile assassination of the President of Haiti, Jovenel Moïse. This is a cowardly act, replete with barbarism against the entire people of Haiti. Our solidarity with the sister nation and the family of a great friend of Colombia. We support institutions and democracy, and we would like to request the Organization of American States to have an urgent mission to protect the democratic order in Haiti. Colombia vehemently would like to say that the weight of justice fall on the shoulders of those who are responsible for this criminal act. We make an appeal for calm, and we would like to ask the interim Prime Minister, Claude Joseph, to take all of the necessary measures to guarantee security for the people and the family of the President and the First Lady Martine Moïse, who was seriously wounded. Violence is not the response to political differences. It's important to guarantee continuity of the state and democracy and to avoid criminal acts that seek to undermine institutions. Colombia supports the draft declaration submitted by Ambassador Boschid. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much, Ambassador Ordóñez. Ambassador Luan, St. Vincent and the Grenadines has the floor.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, the Permanent Mission of St. Vincent and the Grenadines welcomes the convening of this special meeting and expresses deepest condolences to Ambassador Boshi Edmond and the staff of the Permanent Mission of the Republic of Haiti on the death of President Jovenel Moïse. We extend our best wishes to First Lady Martine Moïse for a complete recovery. Chair, my delegation notes the statements of the CARICOM heads of government as outlined by the permanent representative of Antigua and Barbuda, Sir Ronald Sanders. Chair, please permit me to table the statement by the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines on the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse. It reads, "It is with profound sadness that the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines learned of the assassination of Jovenel Moïse of the Republic of Haiti, a member state of our Caribbean community, CARICOM. This senseless and cowardly act of unbridled violence has shocked and outraged many throughout the Caribbean community and the world. In our Caribbean community, we settle political differences peacefully through democratic institutions. We do not use violence and thuggery, which undermine democracy and the rule of law. The government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines condemns this abhorrent act and calls upon the relevant authorities in the sister CARICOM state to ensure that the matter is promptly investigated and that those responsible are brought to justice. On behalf of the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and on my own behalf, I convey sincere condolences to the family and friends of President Moïse and to the people of Haiti. I pray that God grants them all strength at this immensely difficult time. The government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines stand in solidarity with the people of Haiti in their grief. The government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines reaffirm our commitment to ensuring that the Caribbean region remains a zone of peace and call for calm in the Republic of Haiti. The people of Haiti are urged to refrain from vigilante justice and retaliatory aggression that can compromise the constitutional order in the Republic of Haiti. End. Chair, my delegation welcomes the declaration tabled today by the permanent representative of the Republic of Haiti, Ambassador Bushi Edmond. Thank you, Chair.
Ambassador Wiggins from the United States has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We're very shocked and deeply saddened to learn that President Moise was assassinated last night in his residence. We met with him as part of the OAS Good Offices mission just last month, and we believe that he was sincere in his efforts to negotiate with the opposition representatives to organize legislative and presidential elections this year. On behalf of my government, I would like to express our sincere condolences to the government and people of Haiti and to the family of President Moise. May he rest in peace. We call on the Haitian government to fully investigate this terrible crime. We must determine who was responsible for this heinous attack on Haitian democracy so that Haiti may bring the perpetrators to justice in accordance with the rule of law. The United States is deeply concerned by the threat posed to the safety and security of the Haitian people and Haiti's political stability. Haiti faces several grave crises, including a lapsed legislature, serious security issues, a health emergency in the form of COVID-19, and great economic challenges. This is a time for all Haitian stakeholders to come together, to put aside personal ambitions, and to compromise in the best interests of the Haitian people. The people of Haiti are depending on you. In the wake of this vile assassination, Haitians must join together to ensure peace and security and to prepare for legislative and presidential elections this year. This is the only way forward. The people of Haiti need democratically elected leaders who can take action to reestablish security, rebuild confidence in the government, and reinvigorate the economy. We say to the Haitian people, you are not alone. We stand in solidarity with you. The United States, in cooperation with the OAS, the United Nations, and Haiti's many other friends, stands ready to assist in the reestablishment of security and democracy. But Haitians must take the lead. As the second oldest republic in the Western Hemisphere and the first modern state to abolish slavery, Haiti has a proud history. The Haitian people are strong and resourceful. In this time of tragedy and uncertainty, the patriotic leaders of Haiti must rise to the occasion, put aside their rivalries, and work together to overcome the interrelated challenges of security and democratic governance. They must deliver a secure and stable democracy that works for the benefit of all Haitians. It is a time for national unity, for free and fair elections in accordance with the Haitian Constitution, and for Haiti's friends to rally around her in support of a peaceful, democratic end to the current crisis. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Ambassador Kennedy is recognized. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. The delegation of El Salvador would like to read the press communique issued this morning by our Ministry of Foreign Relations, which condemns the assassination of President of the Republic of Haiti. And I'm going to read it. The government of El Salvador, through the Ministry of Foreign Relations, vehemently condemns the assassination of the President of the Republic of Haiti, Jovenel Moïse, a fact that took place in his residence in Port-au-Prince. In this regard, the government of El Salvador hopes that the sister nation will find a way forward for political and social accord. El Salvador sits in solidarity with the people of Haiti, which right now condemns all forms of violence, which should never be an instrument to exercise power in a democratic country. End of quote. And then finally, Mr. Chairman, El Salvador would like to echo the support of the declaration tabled a few minutes ago by Ambassador Edmund. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much. Ambassador of St. Lucia, Ambassador Edmonds has the floor.
Chair, thank you. My delegation and the government of St. Lucia greets the news of the assassination of the President of Haiti with horror. We are hopeful for the speedy recovery of his wife. We urge that no stone be left unturned to bring anyone involved in this heinous act to justice. There is no place in our hemisphere for this type of action. Chair, we stand as we have always stood with the people of Haiti who wish for and deserve stability and our support in achieving it. My delegation welcomes and supports the declaration. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Representative of Uruguay is recognized. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much for convening this meeting. Would like to communicate the communique from the Ministry of Foreign Relations of Uruguay today. Reads as follows. The government and the people of Uruguay express their vehement condemnation, repudiation of the assassination of the Republic of Haiti, Jovenel Moïse. As such, the perpetrators cannot remain with impunity. International efforts have to be made to bring to justice those who are responsible for this barbaric crime. We're concerned with political stability and the democratic order of the sister nation of Haiti, and request all stakeholders in this country to use the institutional challenges for presidential restoration. We condemn this and wish the best for the family of President Jovenel as well as for his wife, which were gravely wounded in this cowardly act. We would like to express our support for the declaration tabled by the delegation of Haiti by Ambassador Bouchit. We offer support for recovery of stability, end of violence in this sister nation. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much. Ambassador Colley from the Bahamas is recognized.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me the floor. Chair, I would like to read a statement from the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. But before I do, I'd like to make two preliminary points. The first being that my delegation supports the previous statement given by the permanent representative of Antigua and Barbuda, whose Prime Minister is the chair of the CARICOM heads, and fully associates ourselves with that statement. And secondly, we were very pleased to learn from Ambassador Edmund that First Lady of Haiti is still with us, because we were disturbed by early morning social media reports that she had died. We pray God's blessing upon her and return her in full health to the Haitian people. The Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas issued this statement this morning. It says, and I read, "This morning we woke up to the very sad and disturbing news of the death of Jovenel Moïse, President of the Republic of Haiti, who was killed at his residence at about 1 a.m. today, Wednesday, 7 July 2021. A statement by Prime Minister Dr. Claude Joseph released this morning confirmed the assassination of President Moïse and that the President's wife, First Lady Moïse, was also seriously injured. The government of the Bahamas is deeply saddened by these developments and strongly condemns the actions of the perpetrators. We offer our deepest condolences to the government and people of Haiti. The heads of government of CARICOM at its 42nd meeting, which concluded on the 6th of July 2021, discussed the ongoing situation in Haiti and offered its assistance in finding a peaceful solution to the political crisis. I have been in contact with the Honorable Gaston Brown, Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, Chairman of the Conference of Heads of Government of the CARICOM community. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs remains in contact with the embassy in Haiti. All of the staff at the embassy is monitoring the situation. We pray for the people of Haiti and for the peaceful resolution to this political crisis. As the Bahamas shares a border with Haiti, it is in our interest and the interest of all in the Caribbean Sea to see this justice be brought to the perpetrators. Mr. President, my delegation is happy to support without reservation the declaration put forth by Ambassador Edmond of Haiti. Thank you, Mr. President.
Ambassador of Peru has the floor, Hugo de Sela. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. The President of Peru and the Peruvian government issued a communique this morning condemning vehemently this horrific assassination, expressing our condolences and solidarity with the people and the government of Haiti. We wish that there is a quick solution to the crisis during this terrible time, and those perpetrators should not remain with impunity, Mr. Chairman. We repudiate this assassination, and it's not necessary to reiterate our emphatic rejection of violence. We would also like to wish a quick recovery of the First Lady, and we're happy to get the good news this afternoon from the Ambassador of Haiti as regards her. And then finally, Mr. Chairman, we support the draft declaration tabled by the delegation of Haiti. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Ambassador Josue Fiallo from the Dominican Republic is recognized. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. In this tragic afternoon for Haiti and the Americas, first and foremost, our delegation on behalf of the people of the government of the Dominican Republic would like to express its deepest sentiments and condolences to the family of the assassinated president of Haiti and the First Lady, for whom we hope there's a quick recovery. We would also like to express our solidarity to the permanent mission of Haiti, to the OAS, to the people and the government of Haiti in the face of this act. Mr. Chairman and dear colleagues, the Dominican Republic vehemently rejects the acts that have taken place today in Haiti, and we make an appeal for all institutions to return stability to the nation. For those who are responsible for this crime, they must be brought to justice as soon as possible. The Dominican Republic offers cooperation through this organization and the international community to achieve that aim. It is crucial to keep the institutional support up and running. Today, more than ever, we need the efforts of all for Haiti so that the necessary steps can be taken through dialogue in favor of peace, democracy, and security of Haiti. The sister nation of Haiti needs all of us. It's a critical, important moment for Haiti, for the international community, as well as for the people of Haiti. It's yet again another opportunity to take collective, decided action to deal with this crisis. And then, finally, we would like to underscore that just a day ago, after the visit that took place, we looked at the efforts made by President Jovenel to move towards a transition to total democracy in Haiti, the democratic commitment and the efforts made to have a political dialogue in his country underscores the path. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Gracias a usted, embajador. Por Brasil, Camille Filipozzi, por favor.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. Brazil is recognized. The Brazilian delegation would like to thank the Ambassador of Uruguay for quickly convening this special session of the Permanent Council in order to address the very serious events in Haiti. The Brazilian government would like to express its condolences and its solidarity with the government and people of Haiti in the face of the death of the president who was assassinated this morning in Port-au-Prince. Brazil vehemently condemns the attack and all other forms of violence, and we hope that the perpetrators of this criminal act will be identified and brought to justice. Our government reiterates the importance of the commitment of the Haitian government to human rights and democracy in that country, and we express our support for the Haitian authorities. We reiterate our repudiation of any act that might compromise the rule of law and democratic order in Haiti. During this delicate time, we urge the Haitian people to turn to dialogue and understanding in order to overcome this current crisis in the framework of rebuilding. Finally, our government would like to express our deepest condolences to the family of President Moise and our colleagues from Haiti, and we wish that the First Lady of Haiti has a speedy recovery. Thank you very much. Thank you. Paraguay, Raul Martinez. Thank you very much, Chair. Thank you for convening this special session, and my delegation can only take the floor echoing what we have heard from the Foreign Ministry of Paraguay, as well as other international and regional fora. In the strongest sense of the term, we condemn the attack and assassination of President Jovenel Moise during the early morning hours of today, and this led to his tragic death, as well as the serious injury of Martine Moise, the First Lady. At this time, we would like to express our deepest condolences, as well as our solidarity with the family of President Moise, as well as the people and government of Haiti. We reject this atrocity, and we vehemently reject the use of dialogue as a means of political revenge and expression. We reiterate our position of openness to support Haiti through the OAS in consolidating democracy, and we also support the draft declaration presented by the Haitian delegation. Thank you very much, Chair. Guatemala, represented by Luisa Gatica. Thank you very much, Chair. My delegation would like to thank you for convening this meeting. And as we heard by the government of Guatemala in an official communique published by the Foreign Ministry this morning, my country is deeply upset by and we strongly reject the assassination of the Republic of Haiti, His Excellency Jovenel Moise, during an armed attack perpetrated at his private residence during the early morning hours of Wednesday. And this also resulted in the serious injury of the First Lady. We wish her a speedy recovery, and we would like to express our solidarity with the people and government of Haiti as well as the family of the president. We strongly reject violence and attacks against life and fundamental freedoms. We support democracy in that country. We hope that the interim Prime Minister of Haiti, Claude Joseph, will have the support he needs in order to continue the efforts that were aimed at holding free and democratic elections next September 26th. And we hope to see a popularly elected government in Haiti, as well as peace and security, as well as social security. Thank you very much, Chair. For Venezuela, Jose Hernandez. Thank you very much, Chair. We would like to thank you as Chair of the Permanent Council for supporting Haiti during this time of uncertainty and national mourning. And we condemn the perpetrators who killed President Moise and injured his wife. And President Moise was working to promote economic and social development to consolidate a more plural and efficient democracy in that country. That is why we think it is timely to support the draft declaration presented by Haiti, and we categorically condemn the criminal attack on the life of President Moise. In the framework of the rule of law, citizens have the opportunity to change their authorities through free elections, which are scheduled for the end of this year. Political violence should never be an option. Venezuela expresses its sympathy for the family of the president and the people and government of Haiti, and we hope to see a freely elected leader who reflects the principles of their country and who is elected in freedom and peace. We defend democracy in this region from Venezuela, where we regret the loss of a dear friend. We need to promote security for the citizens of Haiti, as well as the perpetrators of this crime and others being brought to justice. Thank you very much. From Panama, Maria Roquebert. Thank you for convening this meeting during this very painful time for the family of the Americas. And the foreign minister of Panama has already spoken about this atrocious crime, which is an attack on Haiti and our entire region. It's very early, and our delegation would like to support the official communication that has been presented. We strongly condemn the violent acts that took the life of the president of Haiti, Jovenel Moise, perpetrated in his private residence, and which also seriously injured his wife. Panama echoes the expressions of concern from the international community in the face of the very serious political and social crisis in the sister Republic of Haiti. We urge all stakeholders in that country to continue turning to institutional challenges in order to ensure a democratic process and peaceful elections. We express our deepest condolences and solidarity with the family of the people, the president, and with the people of Haiti, and we hope that Martin Moise has a speedy recovery. Chair, my delegation would also like to express our support for the draft declaration presented by the Haitian Declaration and by its permanent representative to the OAS. I am very sorry for your loss, Ambassador, and we are deeply concerned for the Haitian people. Thank you very much. The Ambassador of Costa Rica, Alejandra Solano, you are recognized. Thank you very much, Chair Abdallah, Ambassador Edmond, Permanent Representative of Haiti, dear members of the Permanent Mission of Haiti to the OAS. My delegation strongly condemns the assassination of the President of the Republic of Haiti, Jovenel Moise. This was perpetrated in the early morning hours of today by armed actors who entered his personal residence and seriously injured Martine Moise, the First Lady of Haiti. We should not allow any violence against politicians, much less something as horrific and disgusting as what we saw against the president and his family. The international community has reiterated the need for the Haitian people to follow the democratic principles that will allow them to find a way out of this crisis peacefully. We will spare no effort in supporting international and local stakeholders in order to restore democratic functions and political order, as well as ensuring stability in that country. We trust that the rule of law will allow us to bring the perpetrators of these atrocious acts to justice. We would also like to note our support for the draft declaration presented by Ambassador Edmond, and we support the democratic institutions of Haiti and dialogue. We express our condolences to the family of President Moise and to the people and government of Haiti. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ambassador. I would like to ask the observers to note that obviously we will have to allow the permanent members to speak first. So we will hear first from the ambassador from Chile. Thank you very much, Chair. It is with a heavy heart that on behalf of the Chilean government we condemn, in the strongest sense of the term, the assassination of the President of Haiti, Jovenel Moise, which occurred today in the city of Port-au-Prince, and we express our deepest condolences and our solidarity to his family and to the government and people of Haiti. We hope to see the First Lady Martine Moise, who was seriously injured in the attack, have a speedy recovery, and we categorically reject violence in Haiti, and we urge all stakeholders to find a peaceful, institutional, and democratic solution to the crisis that has beset this sister republic as soon as possible. Thank you very much, Chair. Thank you, Ambassador. Argentina, Carlos Raimundi, you are recognized. Thank you very much. I would like to express our condolences to the family and loved ones of President Moise. And in the terms expressed by our President Fernandez and the Argentine Foreign Ministry, we condemn this crime. We reject violence, and we express our commitment to seeking tranquility in Haiti and supporting its institutionality and development, as well as its sovereignty. We also support the consensus that was presented with regard to the resolution. Thank you. Thank you, Ambassador. Leslie Dowridge Collins from Guyana, you are recognized.
My delegation is deeply saddened and shocked by the tragic news of the assassination of the President of the Republic of Haiti, His Excellency Jovenel Moïse. My delegation joins other delegations in condemning this heinous assassination. Additionally, my delegation joins in extending on behalf of the government and people of Guyana, and on behalf of the Permanent Mission of Guyana, deepest condolences to the government and people of the Republic of Haiti and to the Haitian delegation present here today. We pray that the family of the late president, as well as the people of Haiti, will find comfort and peace during this difficult period. We similarly wish the First Lady of Haiti a speedy recovery. His Excellency, the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, has issued a statement earlier today in the wake of this horrific assassination. My delegation joins in welcoming the declaration that has been presented by the Ambassador of Haiti. I thank you, Chair.
Ambassador Noel Lynch from Barbados is recognized. You have the floor.
Mr. Chair, thank you very much. At the outset, I extend condolences on behalf of the government and people of Barbados, and on my own behalf to the permanent representative and the delegation of the Republic of Haiti, and indeed the government and the people of the Republic of Haiti, following the senseless assassination of President Jovenel Moïse and the wounding of First Lady Martine Moïse. She remains in our prayers. We wish her a speedy recovery. As our Prime Minister, the Honorable Mia Mottley, stated today, Barbados stands with CARICOM in its vehement condemnation of this act that has shocked all who are committed to the peace and the prosperity of Haiti. Violence can never be part of our politics, and it must be rejected in all circumstances. It is our sincere hope that the actors involved in this heinous act are brought to justice, and we commit to working with CARICOM and the international community to ensure that stability and democracy prevails in Haiti for the sake of the Haitian people. Barbados gives its full support to the draft declaration tabled by Boshit Edmond, the permanent representative of Haiti. I thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ambassador. Nicaragua is recognized. Thank you very much, Chair. My delegation would like to express our sincere condolences and sympathies to the permanent delegation of Haiti, to the OAS, and to the permanent representative, Ambassador Edmond. I would also like to share a message from the government of Nicaragua to Claude Joseph, the interim Prime Minister of Haiti, which states Nicaragua strongly condemns the cowardly assassination of the President Jovenel Moïse and the wounding of his wife. We have historic ties with the Republic of Haiti, and this is a story of brave struggles for independence. And in the face of this tragedy, we are forging new paths. This is a great people. They are inspiring, independence-minded examples for all of us in seeking justice, peace, and rights. We ask God for the very best for this people. And the President of Nicaragua would like to state that we express our wishes for speedy recovery for Martine Moise, the First Lady of Haiti. Thank you very much. Bolivia, Hector Arce is recognized. Thank you very much, Chair. The plurinational state of Bolivia, through its president and the national government and the Bolivian people, would like to express our sincerest condolences for the cowardly assassination of the president of Haiti, Jovenel Moise. We would also like to condemn categorically and in the strongest sense of the term any violence in politics, and we urge a wide-ranging investigation to identify the perpetrators of this heinous act and bring them to justice. The government and the Bolivian representation hope a full, speedy recovery of the First Lady Martine Moise. We would like to call for calm, peace, and unity in the Haitian people in order to overcome any differences through peaceful official channels within the framework of the rule of law. Finally, Chair, the plurinational state of Bolivia would like to fully support the draft declaration that was presented. Thank you very much. Thank you. Jamaica, Dion Williams is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Secretary General Luis Almagro, Assistant Secretary General Ambassador Nestor Mendez, permanent representatives, permanent observers, alternate representatives, good afternoon. It was with a sense of shock and utter disbelief that we received the sad news of the assassination of President Moise of the Republic of Haiti at his home in Port-au-Prince on 7th July 2021. Jamaica joins with all well-thinking peoples of the hemisphere and the international community in condemning this heinous act and stands in solidarity and support with our neighbor and fellow CARICOM country, Haiti, and its people, including members of the Haitian diaspora at this time of grief. We extend sincere condolences to the immediate family of the late Haitian president and prayers for his wife, Mistress Martine Moise, who we understand is in serious condition in hospital, and to the Haitian people. Jamaica supports the declaration proposed by the Ambassador of Haiti. I thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Ambassador Everson Hull is recognized.
Ambassador Hall, could you please open your microphone and your camera? Ambassador Hall, could you hear me? I will try to open your microphone from here.
Find solace and comfort even during this traumatic and challenging time. We condemn this heinous and cowardly act and hope that those responsible will soon be apprehended and brought to justice. We pray for calm and that good reason will prevail Let us continue to keep the people of our sister CARICOM member state in our thoughts and prayers, and as a show of solidarity, reach out to the Haitian population who have come to call St. Kitts and Nevis their home. Thank you very much.
Trinidad and Tobago is recognized.
Good afternoon, and thank you very much, Chair. Chair, the delegation of Trinidad and Tobago is obliged this afternoon to take the floor to extend deepest condolences to the people and government of the Republic of Haiti, and also to the delegation of Haiti here to the OAS. Chair, the delegation, Trinidad and Tobago, also joins with other delegations in extending our prayerful and thoughtful support and solidarity as we pray for the best wishes for the speedy recovery of the First Lady of Haiti, Madame Martine Moïse. Chair, I take this opportunity now to share with all present the statement from the Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago on the assassination of President Moïse. And I read as follows. The government of Trinidad and Tobago is shocked at the tragic developments in Haiti with the assassination of the President of Haiti, Jovenel Moïse, earlier this morning. We offer our deepest condolences to the family of President Moïse and to the government and the people of Haiti, our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean community, CARICOM, on this most distressing occurrence. Trinidad and Tobago pledges to work together with our CARICOM colleagues and other hemispheric and international partners to support Haiti at this very difficult time. End of statement. Chair, distinguished colleagues, the delegation of Trinidad and Tobago is also pleased to join with other delegations in fully supporting the declaration presented by the interim representative of Haiti, His Excellency Ambassador Boshi Edmond, this afternoon, and we look forward to our continued solidarity as we stand together with the people and government of Haiti at this difficult time. I thank you, Chair.
Muchas gracias. Por Francia, Anne de la Blache tiene la palabra.
Perdón, presidente.
Chair, the Commonwealth of Dominica is on the list. We have the Holy See, Spain, and then the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth of Dominica is Dominica. Well, then, if Dominica has the floor, Dominica has the floor. I just wasn't seeing it. Dominica, please request the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My delegation joins other member states before us in expressing our profound sorrow and solidarity with the government and people of the Republic of Haiti on this sad and unfortunate occasion. There is no justification for such an act. Such acts must always be strongly denounced. We extend our most sincere condolences to the family of the President Moïse and the First Lady, and wish the First Lady a most speedy recovery. We pray for calm as the Republic of Haiti navigates this most difficult period, especially during the most challenging period to our world. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I apologize, Dominica, for not seeing you on the list. I apologize once again. Now we will hear from Andela Blanche from France. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes, Ambassador. Please go ahead. Thank you very much, Chair, Secretary General, Assistant Secretary General. During this sad occasion, allow me at the outset to read the statement from the Foreign Minister of France. I was horrified when I learned of the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse of Haiti, and on behalf of France, I strongly condemn this cowardly assassination. All light should be shed on this crime, which took place in a situation of deteriorating security and politics, and I would like to call for calm and restraint. Chair, France currently is presiding the UN Security Council, and today we spoke on behalf of the members of the Council in order to express our shock, sadness, and concern at that Council. The French government would in addition to the statement of the French government, I would like to add my own expression of condolences to our Haitian colleagues, particularly the ambassador Edmond, the family of the president, and the people of Haiti.
Thank you very much. Spain is recognized. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Secretary General, Assistant Secretary General, I would like to reiterate and echo the sentiments from the government of Spain. We firmly condemn the assassination of the president of Haiti, Jovenel Moïse, and offer condolences to his family and a quick recovery for his wife, and stand in solidarity with the Haitian people. Spain would like to call on all political forces to find a solution to the grave crisis of the country, and then we would like to offer our condolences from the mission of Spain to the mission of Haiti and its ambassador. Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman. Microphone, please. Thank you very much. Antonio Cruz has the floor, the Holy See. Mr. Chairman, Secretary General, Assistant Secretary General, Ambassador of Haiti. The Holy See mission would like to express its deep regret for the terrible assassination that took place in the Republic of Haiti on the life of Jovenel Moïse, and we hope that his wife recovers quickly. We would like to express to the Haitian people its closeness and its deep condolences, and condemns all forms of violence as a resolution of conflicts and differences. We hope that the nation can continue to move together in solidarity towards prosperity. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much. Suriname had jumped in on the list. Brad Viken is recognized. Do we have a connection with Suriname or not? Yes, we do now. Suriname is recognized.
Thank you, Chair. I had some difficulties with the connection. Sorry for that. The government of the Republic of Suriname was saddened by the news today on the assassination of the President of Haiti. We stand in solidarity with the people of our sister nation of the Republic of Haiti during this time. We are keeping the family of President Moise and the people of Haiti in our thoughts and our prayers. The government is condemning the assassination of the President of Haiti and the attack on democracy of the country as well as the region. The government also expresses its concern regarding the untenable situation in Haiti, which are adversely affecting the well-being of the Haitian people. The government wishes to extend its sincere condolences to the family of President Moise and stands in solidarity with the Haitian people and the government, and we pray for a speedy recovery for the First Lady of Haiti. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Simone DeSanti has the floor. If he is recognized. Mr. Chairman, Secretary General, Assistant Secretary General, as my colleagues did, I have asked for the floor, and I join in the expressions of condolences for this tragic passing of President Moise, and we condemn this act of violence. We are close to Haiti and its Haitian people, and we stand with them during these difficult times. We stand with the international community as well. Thank you very much. Very well. Secretary General of the Organization of American States has the floor. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much, Ambassador Edmund Boshi. Today is a day of consternation, sadness, concern, and solidarity, and thoughts of condolences for the family, First Lady, and the children of Jovenel Moise and the entire people. The best wishes for a quick recovery for the First Lady, Martine Moise, who was deeply wounded. And given the assassination of Jovenel Moise, once again puts us in the worst light in our societies. We have to look at the most reprehensible act with perverse political acts. I remember some of my talks and my meetings with President Moise, a person who was wedded to well-being for the Haitian people, very committed to democracy, to the fight against corruption. All of his efforts were reversed in this regard. We also remember his personable character, his concern for his country, the region, and this organization. He will remain forever in our hearts, and memory, and I truly appreciate his support in each and every one of the aspects of this organization's work in support of democracy, in defense of hemispheric security, upholding the development of all of our countries. Also, I remember our talks on Manuel Sanon and others. Our OAS today is grieving, and more so than ever, we have to continue to work for the Haitian cause, the institutional well-being of Haiti, and that should be the focus of our concern, so that we can respect constitutional principles and advocate in favor of that state. We have to invigorate the institutions. We have to continue to follow Articles 140 in force. We wish the interim Prime Minister the best institutionality, and so that this is in compliance with the schedule that has been announced to move ahead. Our vigorous call for the cessation of violence in this country. Discrepancies, disagreements are normal in the political realm, but never should they take up violence or assassination, much less political assassinations. Under no circumstance should they exist in a democracy. More efforts are necessary to end political irresponsibility. President Jovenel Moïse, this is a crime against his family and Haitian institutionality. Those perpetrators should be brought to justice. We have to look at our democratic framework in the Americas, and in this regard, the Secretary General of the OAS reiterates our commitment to cooperate with the country and the utmost fraternal institutional solidarity and political institutionality. We have to support the institutional path and the constitutional path in Haiti and offer our support to the existing constitutional means so that they can move through these difficult times and more energetically cooperate so that the existing constitutionality can abide by the electoral schedule in place. This is the way to ensure democratic continuity and the rule of law in the country. We have to honor the memory of President Jovenel Moïse and all those who have lost life in Haiti because of violence. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much, Secretary General. The intervention of the delegation will be recorded in the minutes of this special meeting. And in principle, if there are no objections, we will adopt the declaration presented by Ambassador Boschit. There being no further business to discuss, it is approved. There being no further business to discuss, the meeting is adjourned. The Ambassador of Haiti is asking for the floor. I give the floor to Ambassador Boschit. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. First and foremost, I'd like to thank the member states for having adopted the declaration that as of now is a declaration of the Permanent Council of the OAS. Mr. Chairman, the Haitian government once again would like to thank the Organization of American States that has always been on our side, on the side of the Haitian people. And I saw with admiration, and I was very happy to see the declaration made by member states condemning the assassination, the cowardly assassination of the president who was democratically elected in Haiti, Mr. Jovenel Moïse, and his wife, the First Lady. Mr. Chairman, I think that as many of us have said today, violence is never the answer. certainly we will be wedded to that. We have to have agreements. That is the way forward for democracy. But we have to avoid violence to resolve conflict. This year we've tried, and today we are together in Haiti. And we are looking after how to continue this national dialogue so that we can solve all the problems gradually in the wake of political agreements. That's the way that we have to move ahead. We have to work together to find and strike a solution. What happened this morning is horrible. It's unacceptable, unconscionable. And this has to be looked at. And once again, he was cowardly assassinated. The Haitian authorities, the interim minister, Mr. Joseph, has already taken measures to condemn and look after the situation of security there. It is under control, and we would like to offer guarantees to the ambassadors that are accredited to Haiti that Haitian authorities will continue to be fully committed to protect all people as well as Haitian people. That is our mission, to protect the Haitian people. Today, it is our duty to establish a situation where calmness reigns and to ensure and guarantee for the population that the situation of security is under control currently, so that we can move ahead. Mr. Chairman, I truly believe it's important that the OAS will stand with the Haitian people. Haiti belongs to us, and we have to work together to save this nation. Of course, we need international assistance, but we Haitians will move ahead, and that is why the opposition, all sectors, will use this tragic moment as a point for unity, an opportunity to reconcile and bring together this nation so that we can reconcile things amongst ourselves. Haiti needs everyone. And that is our duty, to uphold our nation. Let's get ready to prepare ourselves to talk amongst ourselves and to support this country, because we have to leave our Haiti in the hands of children. Our children. Anything to the contrary will be judged by history. And we must move ahead to reconcile things in this nation, to move together, because Haiti belongs to us. It belongs to all Haitians. and we cannot deny that. Let's get together to rebuild things. This is our duty. We have to act. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much, Ambassador Loshitz Edmond. There being no further business to discuss, the meeting is adjourned.